Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back for a Friday edition of the Steel City Sports Report, where we talk all things Steelers, Penguins, and Pirates. I am your host, Brady Vitti, and today's report includes the Pirates let a division rival do what? Davante Adams posts cryptic message, Steelers, Cowboys game designations, and more. As always, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the Steel City Sports Report. Now let's get into the first news story of the day. The Pirates let a division rival do what? Well, the Pittsburgh Pirates brass says that the team needs to win more and make the postseason in 2025. Funny they say that, when they have yet to show the proper moves, in the front office at least, to show that they want to win. But you know who is making winning moves? Their division rival in the Cincinnati Reds. Last night, MLB.com's Mark Feinsand reported that the Reds are hiring Terry Francona as their new manager. The 65-year-old and two-time World Series champion manager signs a 3-year deal with the Reds. Just about 24 hours after Pirates general manager Ben Cherington gave his vote of confidence and convinced owner Bob Nutting to keep Derek Shelton as the Pirates manager in 2025, the Reds scoop up the hottest managerial candidate on the market. This makes me and the entire Pirates fan base beyond livid. The Pirates let a bona fide MLB manager and a Pittsburgh native walk right into the outstretched arms of their division rival. You're telling me that you, and by you I mean Bob Nutting and Ben Cherington, chose a guy who has a record of .294 and .414 during his tenure here over a guy who has 23 years of Major League managerial experience, 2 World Series wins, and 3 Manager of the Year awards. Maybe you saw that Francona had a 76-86 record his last year in Cleveland, and now you think that Shelton and him are equal. Newsflash, Derek Shelton hasn't accomplished a single thing as manager, while Francona's resume speaks volumes. When you hired Derek Shelton, you hired him with the intention of being a developmental manager to transition the Pirates into a new era before getting a real manager. He hasn't developed a single freaking everyday MLB hitter in the past 5 years, and he never will. The most obvious and correct move was to bring in Francona and sell him on the idea of raising his childhood team back to relevance. But instead, you said it's alright to face him 13 times a year. Can't wait to see him manage circles around Derek Shelton next season. I'm sick of this. Thank you, Ben Cherington, and thank you, Bob Nutting. Davante Adams posts cryptic message. Ever since it has become known that wide receiver Davante Adams is on his way out of Las Vegas, the NFL community and Steelers Nation on X has been in a frenzy. Many fans, including myself, want the 3-time All-Pro to come to Pittsburgh and complete a wide receiver room that just has George Pickens at the moment. Instead, the worst possible reality of this situation could be happening for Steelers fans. On Friday, Adams posted to his Instagram story a picture of famous poet Edgar Allan Poe. This can easily be speculated as a reference to the Baltimore Ravens, as their 3 mascots are named Edgar, Allan, and Poe. Edgar Allan Poe also wrote a famous poem titled The Raven. A little bit after that, Adams posted to his story again, this time the quote, "Believe nothing you hear and half of what you see," which also comes from Edgar Allan Poe. These 2 posts have sent social media into a tailspin, with everybody wondering if this is a sign that Adams is or wants to go to Baltimore. We will all have to wait and see, but this could spell bad news for the Steelers if one of the league's top receivers comes into the AFC North and not through Pittsburgh International Airport. Penguins gaining 1 player but losing another. On Friday, the Pittsburgh Penguins got both good and bad news on their injury front. Starting with the good news, defenseman Erik Karlsson joined his teammates on the main practice squad for this morning's skate and took part in line rushes while wearing a regular black jersey. Karlsson rotated in with the defense pair of Ryan Graves and Harrison Brunick. After practice, head coach Mike Sullivan confirmed that Karlsson is not yet taking contact, but that, quote, "he's progressing. It's encouraging, but officially his status really hasn't changed." Regardless, Karlsson skating with the main group should be a good sign that his upper body injury is both not severe and won't keep him off the ice for long. Now for the bad news. Sullivan added forward Brian Rust to the injury report, as he is, quote, "day-to-day with a lower body injury right now. He's trying to manage through it." The last part of that quote, "trying to manage through it," does concern me enough to think that this will be something that keeps Rust from being 100% this year, especially once games start up. With Rust out, forward Anthony Beauvillier took his place on the top line with Drew O'Connor and Sidney Crosby. Hopefully both men can progress enough over the next 5 days and be healthy enough to go against New York. Penguins optioned 4 players to AHL. On Friday, the Pittsburgh Penguins sent 4 more players to their AHL affiliate in Wilkes-Barre-Scranton. The 4 players were forwards Corey Andonovski, Tristan Brose, and Ville Koivunen, as well as defenseman Owen Pickering. These 4 young players were fighting an uphill battle to make the NHL roster out of camp, but have impressed enough to the point where I believe should injuries start to plague the team, a few of them will get the call. The Penguins now only have 4 true prospects remaining on their training camp roster, in forwards Rutger McGroarty and Vasily Ponomarev, defenseman Harrison Brunick, and goaltender Yoel Blomqvist, as we count down the days until the season opens. And finally, Steelers-Cowboys game designations. Well, Sunday Night Football is almost here, and the final injury report and game designations for both the Cowboys and Steelers is now out. Starting off with the Steelers, quarterback Russell Wilson will once again be questionable. He was limited through all practices during this week and is most likely the emergency QB. Running back Jaylen Warren, linebacker Alex Highsmith, and tight end Michael Pruitt are all out for the 2nd straight week. Joining those 3 as out is running back and kick returner Cordero Patterson, who left last week's game against the Colts with an ankle injury. This now means Najee Harris and 2 practice squad elevations in Aaron Shamklin and Jonathan Ward are the running back options against Dallas. Off-season acquisition and outside linebacker Jeremiah Moon is questionable for this week. He started the season on IR with an ankle injury, and his 21-day return window was opened this week. The final player with a game designation for the Steelers is defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi, who popped up on the injury report Thursday with a groin and is questionable. Linebacker Nick Herbig, guard Isaac Seumalo, and defensive linemen Keanu Benton and Cam Hayward all do not have game designations after being on the injury list Friday. Rookie wide receiver Roman Wilson was not on the injury report at all this week. So could this mean that his first game in the NFL comes on Sunday Night Football? As for the Cowboys, defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence has been placed on injured reserve. Defensive end Micah Parsons and wide receiver Brandon Cooks have also been unsurprisingly ruled out. The final player with a game designation for Dallas is rookie corner Kalen Carson, who's questionable with a shoulder injury. Other notable players who are on the Friday injury report for the Cowboys are safety Marquise Bell, corner Trayvon Diggs, running backs Ezekiel Elliott and Rico Dowdle, and rookie tackle Tyler Guyton. But none of these players have a game designation. These injuries to both teams set up an interesting matchup for Sunday Night Football. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up a Friday edition of the Steel City Sports Report. Again, please be sure to like, comment, and share this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. Please keep an eye on the channel in case I decide to go live for Steelers-Cowboys on Sunday night. If not, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys back here on Monday with some more Pittsburgh sports news.